Guten Morgen, Your Highness Excellencies, Honorable Delegate of respected nation, Media House, Press Media, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. I, Akriti Mishra of 8th grade, acting as President of Germany. Germany and the people of Germany thank India for hosting this model G20 summit in Bright Concept High School for the first time. People of Germany always have high regards and affection towards India. During World War I and II, Germany has faced consequences and shortage of fuel and food supply. Ladies and gentlemen, today Germany is a developed nation and my country extends full support to the G20 forum. The theme of India's G20 presidency, Vasant Highway Kutumbakam or One Earth, One Family, One Future, is drawn from the ancient Sanskrit text of Maha-Upanishad. G20 was founded to handle financial crisis, extended global GDP and free trade. Ladies and gentlemen, my country extended full support both medically and financially during COVID-19 crisis. Today, it is time to pledge that we will extend our full support towards medical, healthcare, food security and education to all. With the permission of your Miss G20 President, I thank everybody for their precious presence. Thank you and once again, danke.
Any supplementary questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Please.
Good morning to all. My name is Anvita of 3rd class. My question to Acting Prime Minister of Germany, Miss Akruti ma'am. In what ways food security and education can be given to all?
Thank you, Anvita, for asking this serious and critical issue. My country, Germany, is very serious towards world food security and shall release funds for education. Germany believes in discipline and easy education system. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate.
Good morning, Guten Morgen. Your Highness, Excellencies, Honorable Delegates of respected nations, Media House, Press Media, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. I, Mehak of Class 8, acting as National Security Advisor of Germany, thank India for this G20 Summit model at Bright Concept High School. Germany's vision serving world peace and complete ceasefire in Russia and Ukraine. Our country is ready to solve the global challenges and regional stability without disrespecting human rights. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to work with the world partners for the global security, arms control and conflict zones. Government wants to increase the national resilience by securing medical supplies and healthcare products in long term. With this, we request the world to unite for this peaceful and noble cause. Thank you one and all. Once again, danke.
Good morning, Guten Morgen. Your Highness, Excellencies, Honorable Delegates of respected nations, Media House, Press Media, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends, I, Shravya of 7th class, acting as External Affairs Minister of Germany. Thanks India for One Earth, One Family, One Future. This theme both at the individual and national level in creating a cleaner, greener and bluer future. With this clean idea, we shall focus efforts on women empowerment and digital public infrastructure. Our commitment to achieve the targets is dear and for sure in the year 2030. We are going to focus on climate change to create more accountable jobs, human-centric approach to technology in order to boost socio-economic development. Ladies and gentlemen and my dear friends, the G20 presidency for India is the start of Amrit Kaal. The theme fundamentally highlights the importance of all life, human, animal, plant and microorganisms as well as their interdependence on Earth and across the universe. With this, I request all the nations to support financially and medically to Libya, Ethiopia, Eritrea, Sudan, Nigeria and all the underdeveloped nations. Thank you for this graceful G20 summit. Once again, thank you, danke.
Her Excellency President, Miss Shri Harshita Bhavani, External Affairs Minister, and Satvik, National Security Advisor of Russia, to address.
Your Highness, Excellencies, Honorable Delegates of respected nations, Media House, Press Media, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. I, Sri Harshita of 8th, acting as President of Russia. Russia has launched the G20 summit held under the acting Prime Minister of India. I want to express my gratitude to India for preventing attempts to politicize the Ukraine war. Today, we have to address critical issues: climate change, education, and financial crisis. Moscow and New Delhi are ready for any crisis. We are respectful of the aspiration of our Indian colleagues to diversity their military products. We also understand and we are ready to support their initiative to produce military products as part of Make in India program. We also always India's guidance and support for the development. We also have a cooperation in the field of hydrocarbons and the peaceful use of nuclear energy. With this, we have crossed over 20 billion in trade and 10 billion in space program. Finally, I thank all the Indians in India and across. Thank you. Spasiba.
Any supplementary
Good
question?
morning to all. I am Arshi of 4th class. My question to acting president of Russia, Miss Sri Harshita ma'am. The world badly needs mutual cooperation and of the wars. What will be your role?
Thank you, Arushi, for raising the question of end of wars. My country, Russia, firmly believes in negotiation and bilateral dialogues. Thank you. I appreciate.
Good morning, Dobroy Utro, Your Highness, Excellencies, Honorable Delegates of respected nations, Media House, Press Media, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends, I, Satvik Reddy of 8th grade, acting as a National Security Advisor of Russia, thank the host country and my friendly country, India. Russia is looking forward on a range of security issues, world political order, economic disorders, and to promote freedom, democracy, human rights, and to improve health by combating with the infectious disease in the world. We know the above framework is going to take a fair amount of time, but we have to engage ourselves with the frank discussions. Ladies and gentlemen, Russia, to be very frank, we all should cooperate in those areas in which we disagree and try to find a common ground in those areas. I request the world to cooperate in the energy sector and to safeguard the world trade. Thank you, one and all. Spasiba.
Good morning, Dobraya Utro. Your Highness, Excellencies, Honorable Delegates of respective nations, Media, House Press Media, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. I, Bhavani of 8th class, acting as External Affairs Minister of Russia, feel proud and express my gratitude to this Universal G20 Summit, India. The G20 group of 19 countries and the European Union was established in 1999 as a platform for financial ministers and central bank governors to discuss international economic and financial issues. My country, Russia, is working in group for green development, clean water, and digital economy. The tensions rising in the world war against my country, Gulf crisis, South China Sea conflicts, and the tensions in Indo-Pacific region. Ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends, it is time to accept economical crisis and healthcare crisis with this. I, External Affairs Minister, request to all the nations to draft a resolution for food security, climate, and free global trade. Thank you to all honorable acting delegates. Spasiba.
Thank you so much, Russia and Russian delegates. Her Excellency, Acting Prime Minister of Japan, Miss Akshitan Pushkar, National Security Advisor of Japan, to address.
Ohio, welcome, Irasha Massey. Your Highness, Excellencies, Honorable Delegates of respected nations, Media House, Press Media, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. I, Akshita, of Class 9th, acting as Prime Minister of Japan.
My country, Japan, hosted G20 summit in Osaka in the year 2019. Japan believes in freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and better future for every citizen. Japan is a strategic partner of all the G20 countries in the world. Today's global challenge is to stop all the wars across the world. Japan maintains a diplomatic relations with every United Nations member state. My country is taking serious notes on Chinese control over Manchuria Islands and China's conflict with Taiwan. My country has a strong tie with India, their food, their culture, tradition, and Indian motion cinema. Ladies and gentlemen, my country has a huge following on your superstar Rajnikant. My country is ready for peaceful negotiations with all the country and neighbors. With this, I end this address. Thank you, India, for a warm welcome. Arigato.
Any supplementary questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Please.
Good morning. My question to Acting Prime Minister Akshita. Why there is a third missile defense system, F-22, F-16 and F-18 fighter jets in Korean Peninsula and Sea of Japan? This is Akshita of class 6.
Thank you, Akshit Chari, for asking this question. My country is facing multiple threats from North Korea and China. My country purely believes in tranquil and peaceful negotiations, and any threat to my country is unacceptable. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate.
Any more supplementaries?
Yes, ma'am.
Please.
My name is Siddheshwar Sahu of 4th class. My question to Japan Prime Minister Akshita. My country suffered World War I and World War II. Thank you.
Thank you, Siddheshwar Sahu, for asking this question. My country, Japan, has learned many lessons from World War I and II. Is to not involve any wars in futures also and to end all the wars. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate.
Good morning, Ohio. Welcome, Irashe Mesu. Your Highness, Excellencies, Honorable Delegate of respected nations, Media House, Press Media, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friend of India. I, Pushkar of 8th grade, acting as National Security Advisor of Japan, is very deeply concerned about world crisis both in economically and conflicts. Japan, my country, is always facing threats in my sea and my country borders. My country is always provoked by nuclear threats and missiles. We request G20 nations to act swiftly and accelerate the process to solve this crisis. In addition to that, India is a friendly neighbor of the world. It is time to address labor rights, addressing the global gap skills and high-tech education. My country, Japan, which faces warning of uses of mass destruction weapons and thermonuclear attacks. It is not good for our country. It is time the world joined our hand for peaceful solutions. Thank you to Vendor Arigato.
Thank you so much, Japan delegates. Her Excellency President Ms. Samiksha Ankit, External Affairs Minister, and Sai Chaitanya, National Security Advisor of China, to address.
Shangho. Your Highness, Excellencies, Honorable Delegates of respected nations, Media House, Press Media, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends, I, Samiksha of 7th class, acting as President of China, stand by India's position. China believes in world peace. The fundamental goal of my country is to safeguard its independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity, and create a favorable international environment. China has never initiated a war or occupied an inch of foreign land. It is the only country that has incorporated peaceful development in its constitution, and the only country among 5 nuclear weapons to state no first use of nuclear weapons. Ladies and gentlemen, our position on political settlement of Ukrainian crisis. We also offer technology transfer and job opportunities for the world. With this, ladies and gentlemen, my country pledges to support all underdeveloped countries with economic aid and funds. Thank you. Share.
Any supplementary questions?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. I, Tripura of class 6. My question to acting President of China, Ms. Samiksha. Ma'am, why did Galwan Valley clash took place? May I also know what is your stand on the deadly clash that took 20 Indian soldiers' lives? Ma'am, please give specific answer.
Tripura, the Galwan Valley clash was a mistaken identity clash. The incident is unknown. Frankly speaking, we don't want second war with India. We take a serious note about provokes of my country's People Liberation Army.
Thank you.
I appreciate.
Ladies and gentlemen, I, Aniket of 8th class, acting as External Affairs Minister of China. A very good morning. Zhao Shanghai. My country has full diplomatic relations with 180 out of other 192 Union Nations member states. India and my country maintain peaceful relations for thousands of years of recorded history. My country refers to have personal trust and a strong relationship with every country who believes in peace. We are ready for any negotiations and possible solutions for all conflicts in the world. Any dispute in our religion has to be treated peacefully and bilaterally. Thank you, Shia, for this G20 summit.
Your Highness, Excellencies and ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning. Jiao Shanghao. I, Sai Chaitanya of 7th grade, acting as National Security Advisor of China, worried about cyber crimes targeting IT network of communications, energy transportation, water. We have noted through system locks and store locks, and it is very necessary to patch the software and cyber security companies. China also believes security for all the nation. My country promotes peaceful engagement and facial recognition to all the anti-social elements, terrorists and cyber criminals. As the world's second most populous country and the second largest economy, China is developing its internal dynamism and peacefully utilizing external resources. Thank you for this G20 summit in Bright Concept High School. She.
Thank you to the delegates of China. Your Excellency President Mr. Manish Riya Kumari, External Affairs Minister of Australia, to address with their opening remarks.
Good
Honorable
morning.
delegates of respected nation, media house, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. Australia supports G20 work to deliver better, bigger, and more accessible multilateral development in the world. Our main three objectives to boost the growth, employment, and to create resilient economy and to strengthen global institutions. Australia understands the Ukraine crisis, Middle East crisis, and South China Sea conflict less. We have already addressed that Queensland's regarding tensions arising in the world, the campaign in the Green Climate Fund, and we praise Japan for pledging an 2 to 5 billion fund for girl child education in the West Asia. This year, G20 has to deliver strong, bold, and peaceful solution in Indo-Pacific and other regions. Ladies and gentlemen, working alongside the OECD and IMF to increase an $17 trillion fund for global health and fund security with immediate effect is needed. Dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, we deeply regret India and China standoff in the Eastern Ladakh and Galwan Valley clash. My country has specialized with India in sports culture, tradition, festival celebration. We have trade in Trans-Indian Ocean region. Finally, I thank the host country, India, for this traditional G20 summit. Thank you.
Any supplementary questions?
Good morning to all. This is Zoya of 4th grade. My question to Australian acting President Manish is, what is the commitment and support of the Quad countries for international security?
Thank you, Zoya, 4th class. The Quad is a diplomatic partnership between Australia, India, Japan, and United States committed and supporting an open, stable, and prosperous Indo-Pacific that is inclusive and resilient. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate.
Good morning, Your Highness, Excellencies, Honorable Delegates of respected nation, media house, press media, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. Idea of 8th grade acting as External Affairs Minister of Australia. Welcome you all to this Model G20 Summit. Today, the world needs to discuss various matters of mutual interest, defense sector, trades, and issues of border security. Today, India and Australia have friendly and a wide range of bilateral to operation and exchanging positive views on the Indo-Pacific and affairs of raising tension in the world. Australia will be continue to play a unique role to prevent any dispute or war. My country is seeking the world to a better shape and withstand an international order based on rules and cooperation. Now, I extend my heartfelt thanks for the commitment to bring world peace and love. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much, Australian delegates and President. Your Highness, Mr. Arup Mandal, President of Canada, Mehnoor Khan, External Affairs Minister of Canada, to express their views.
Your Highness, Honorable President of G20, respected delegates of their nations, press media, media house, ladies and gentlemen, and all my dear friends. Firstly, I would like to thank all the respected delegates of their respected nations to come under one platform to unite the world. I am very happy to say that the G20 is the world's most major economics, which consists of 80% of world GDP, 75% of world global trade, and 60% of world's population. I am very proud to say that this G20 summit has been focused on those very real, very universal challenges in our daily life. As well as, ladies and gentlemen, in this interconnected world, we realize the importance of the partnership. And finally, I am very happy to announce that the Canada will contribute $40 billion for the women development programs, girl child safety, girl child education for I and everybody. My country, Canada, thank the host of G20, India, and all the other nations for their precious presence. My country, Canada, pledged to external fuel support to all the North African countries for their food security and education. My country, Canada, believes in world peace and free trade between all nations. Thank you once again, India. God bless all. Have a strong and safe life.
Good morning, Your Highness, Excellencies, Honorable Delegates of respected nations, Media House, Press Media, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. Thank you, India and Acting Prime Minister of India, Ms. Komal, for inviting me to the Model G20 Summit. I am Mehnoor Khan, 7th grade, acting as External Affairs Minister of Canada. Acknowledge that we are all working together, a path that brings enormous challenges for all different nations to build a new future. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your strength. And thank you for shaping the world towards peace. Today I want to thank all the countries for your hard work, your courage on services during pandemic. Our government understands that better conditions of work lead to better conditions of care. I extend my thank and pledge to continue for healthcare system at home and right around the world. Merci. Thank you very much, my dear friends and delegates.
Thank you to the President of Australia and delegates. Her Excellency President Ms. Shruti Ishant, External Affairs Minister, and Jashmita, National Security Advisor of France, to address.
Good morning, Your Highness, Excellencies, Honorable Delegates of respective nations, Media House, Press Media, ladies and gentlemen. I, Shruti of Class 9th, acting as a President of France, thanks the world for uniting for this Model G20. India is my dearest and very friendly country. The love of India-France is long-standing. Partnership is underpinned by our shared democratic values, belief in multilateralism as a means to tackle global challenges, respect for international law, strong economics, cultural, academics, and people-to-people ties. France condemned the terrible Pulwama terror attack that killed 40 Indian soldiers and put an end to all the terrorist groups across the world. Ladies and gentlemen, almost 1,000 and above France companies are present in India with total over offers $20 billion. The Rafale fighter jet was game changers for India's national security. I, through this G20 summit, extend $50 billion for girl child education, food security, and post-COVID healthcare crisis. Thank you. Mercy.
Any supplementary questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Please.
Good
Good morning to one and all. I am Jahnavi of class 5th. My question to the acting president of France, Miss Shruti. Ma'am, may I know when will the world realize that war is not option to peace? And what is your stand on wars in Middle East and seriously serious wars in Baltic Sea? Russia versus Ukraine. Ma'am, please answer me in specific.
Thank you for asking this question, Kumari Jahnavi. My country, like India, believes in peace, not in war. I truly believe that the theme of this G20 summit, One Earth, One Family, One Future, is the answer for the current world disorder.
Thank you.
Appreciating you for asking this.
Your Highness, Excellencies, Honorable Delegates of respected nations, Media House, ladies and gentlemen, I, Jashmita of 8th class, acting as National Security Advisor of France, working on cyber crimes and attacks on critical infrastructure. Ladies and gentlemen, we are focusing on 5 goals: guaranteeing national sovereignty, providing a strong response to act on cyber crimes, informing the public, making digital security, enhancing France's voice on the international stage. My country ready to prevent cyber attacks. Our goal is clear: to respond swiftly to ensure protection of all networks for international security. Our message to the world: liberty for all and the peace in the world. With this, I pledge to support world peace and unity. Thank you. Merci.
Morning, Your Highness, Honorable Presidents of G20, respected delegates of other nations, press, media, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. I, Ishant of 8th class, acting as External Affairs Minister of France, thank India for this positive G20 summit. My country, France, established diplomatic relation with newly independent India in 1947. India and France share long-standing cultural, trade, and economic linkages. India-France strategic partnership signed in 1988 has gathered significant momentum over time. Even when India conducted nuclear tests in Pokhran, French diplomats in the UNSC did not join US-led move to impose the sanctions on India. This G20 is a time to help every country to expand better and safe future to all. Thank you. Mercy.
Thank you so much, France delegates and President of France. Her Excellency President Ms. Sanya and Tanushri, External Affairs Minister and National Security Advisor, to address this summit.
Governor, Your Highness, Excellencies, Honorable Delegates of respected nation, Media House, Press Media, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. I, Sanya of Class 8, Acting President of Italy. First of all, I want to offer Acting Prime Minister of India, Ms. Komal, my congratulations, Italy's congratulations, for the success of this not so easy edition of G20. I also think that this is a very important element as it shows growing attention of European Union towards African continent. This was not the case in the past. This is another element that is being into consideration. The vision proposed by the Italian presidencies was structured on 3 pillars: people, planet, prosperity. People means promoting equal opportunity in health, education, employment, and human development, starting by the most vulnerable groups. Planet means to build more resilient society, and prosperity means better quality of life. Italy looks for long-term accompany transformation towards more greener, digital and inclusive society. Italy fully supports financial aid and medical aids to all the countries that suffer from inflation. Thank you, India. Thank you, Acting Prime Minister of India, Ms. Komal. Thank you. Grazie.
Good morning. Boy Niganno, Your Highness, Excellencies, Honorable Delegates of respected nation, Media House, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. I, Tanushri of 8th grade, acting as National Security Advisor and External Affairs Minister of Italy, thanking the Acting Prime Minister of India, Ms. Komal Swami, for hosting the Model G20 Summit at Bright Common High School. My country, Italy, has deeply examined the security risk, business crime, economic inequality. Ladies and gentlemen, Italy has signed the United Nations Convention Against Corruption and the interest of world to fight against corruption, the International Criminal Code, the Civil Code, and a framework to combat corruption. My country respects international law and stand with framework to the effective risk management. There are also other risks like chemical, nuclear, radiological, technological, industrial, transport, sanitation, and re-entry of space objects and devices. With this all risk, we shall unite together to all the risk management under one order. Finally, I appeal to the world, nations, states, regions to join their hands to solve the crucial unforeseen problems of the world. Thank you one and all. Grazio. Benvenuto.
Thank you so much to the President of Italy. Now I want to request the President of UNICEF, Ms. Kulsum, to address.
Nations, Media House, Press Media, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends, I, Kulsum of 7th grade, acting as President of UNICEF, thank all the delegates of different nations. UNICEF works in some of the world's toughest places to save their lives, to depend their love. Across 190 countries and territories, we work for every child, everywhere, every day, to build a better world for everyone and never give up. I request all the G20 nations to extend funds for every child survival and child protection with all the basic needs. Thank you, India and Red Concept High School, for inviting me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kulsum. Now I want to invite Ms. Ankita, the President of World Health Organization.
Good morning, Your Highness, Excellencies, Honorable Delegates of respected nation, Media House, Press Media, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. I, Ankita of 7th class, acting as a President of World Health Organization. Our works worldwide to promote health, keep the world safe, and serve the vulnerable. It is the responsibility of world bodies to take global health matter very seriously, to provide medical support to nations which are unhealthy and unsafe. With this, we are fighting against all deathful diseases to promote mental health stability. So let us all work to reduce premature mortality and communicable diseases. With this, we are fighting against all that. With your permission, I request proper education and proper healthcare system to all. Finally, the aim of peace and prosperity for people and the planet now and into the future. Thank you one and all.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ankita. Now I want to invite the President of IMF and World Bank, Mr. Danish.
Good morning, Your Highness, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. I am Danish of 7th class, acting as IMF and World Bank President. First of all, thanks for all the delegates. The IMF and World Bank is dedicated for any financial series. The IMF is a global organization that works to support economically poor nations, disabled, crippled, and complete girl-child education. Ladies and gentlemen, the IMF and World Bank is committed for growth, prosperities, and global challenges. The IMF is a global organization that works to support economically poor nations, disabled, crippled, and complete girl-child education. The IMF works for all of its 190 members in the world. Our main mission is funds poor for stability in all the banks across the world. Thank you. Have a safe and healthy world.
President, Excellencies of distinguished nation, honorable delegates of respectable nations. Good morning, Your Highness, Miss President, respectable President of World Agencies, Media House, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends of India. Namaskar. India is keenly working with all neighbors and allies for national security, including border issues, foreign economics, military, and environmental issues. Also, we shall investigate any dispute or situation which might lead to international friction and conflict. Also, to maintain international peace and in the secondary accordance with the principles and purposes of the United Nations chambers. The border issues with a 3,500 kilometer border between my country and China shall be solved through diplomatic channels and dialogues. India, my country, is a peace-loving country. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. India has witnessed deadly clash with Chinese troops in June 2020. We are negotiating through military level talks. The shimmering tensions need to be solved peacefully. India, our attitude is always positive. Our interaction remains hopeful and we see best even in the difficult situation. What happened to us? We cannot forget. Parliamentary attacks, Pulwama terror attack, Dilsukh Nagar attack, Gokul Chat attack, Taj Mahal Palace attack, 1948, 1962, 1965 and 1971 war against my country. और कितने attacks? और कितने attacks? हम अब बर्दाश्त नहीं करेंगे. Such attacks are meaningless and we should not keep quiet at any cost. Thank you. धन्यवाद.
Thank you so much, National Security Advisor of India. Now I want to request Sonia Shri, the External Affairs Minister of India, to address.
Your Highness, Excellencies, Honorable Delegates of respected nations, Media House, Press Media, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. Namaskar and good morning. Being positive, you can see the bright side of life. Become confident and expect improvement and success. My country's vision is peace for all, prosperous for all, stable and secure for all. Today, I, P. Sonia Sri Ishwari, acting as External Affairs Minister of India, and I feel proud and privileged to invite all the honorable delegates of respective nations. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can be achieved by understanding. Peace is not absence of conflict. It is the ability to handle conflict by peaceful means. My country, India, Bharat, my country has every solution of every problem of disputes or any other. My country do not see war as cooperation, diplomatic negotiation and dialogue channel. Our country believes in discussion, aiming and reaching an agreement peacefully without engaging in wars. Our border disputes are broadly divided into three sectors: Western sector, Middle sector and Eastern sector. Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Thank you so much to the External Affairs Minister of India. Now it gives me immense pleasure to invite our Acting Prime Minister of India, Ms. Komal, to address this summit.
Your Highness Ms. Khushi Kumari Singh, the President of the Model G20 Summit, Bright Concept High School, Hyderabad, Telangana, India. Excellencies of the different nations, delegates of the respected nations, Media House, Press Media, dear parents and my dear audience, on the behalf of 140 crores people, I thank every nation for their precious presence. Of the theme of G20 presidency is One Earth, One Family, One Future, on the belief of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. भारत दुनिया में एकमात्र देश है जो हर देश को अपना परिवार मानता है, और मैं ये गर्व से कहती हूँ कि भारत ने कभी भी किसी भी देश पर पहले आक्रमण नहीं किया और ना ही करेगा। भारत दुनिया में एकमात्र देश है जो पूरे विश्व के हर एक बच्चे को अपना भाई एवं बहन मानता है। भाइयों और बहनों, भारत दुनिया में एकमात्र देश है जहाँ पे हिंदू धर्म, बुद्ध धर्म, इस्लाम, जैन धर्म, सिख धर्म और ईसाई धर्म जैसे विभिन्न धर्मों का पालन किया जाता है। इसीलिए हमारे भारत देश को अनेकता में एकता का प्रतीक माना जाता है, और मैं ये सिर उठा के कहती हूँ कि भारत कभी भी किसी भी देश के आगे झुकेगा नहीं। कि सरहद पर एक फौजी अपना वादा निभा रहा है, वह अपने धरती माँ के मोहब्बत का कर्ज चुका रहा है। भारत सलाम करता है हर एक फौजी को जो सरहद पर है। किसी ने क्या खूब कहा है कि उम्र तुम्हें थका नहीं सकती, कि उम्र तुम्हें थका नहीं सकती, ठोकरें तुम्हें गिरा नहीं सकती। अगर जिद हो तुम्हारी जीतने की तो हार भी तुम्हें हरा नहीं सकती। जैसा कि सरदार पटेल जी ने कहा था, एक मजबूत स्वतंत्र भारत के निर्माण के लिए लेकिन पहली आवश्यकता है शांति और एकता। इस G20 के माध्यम से भारत का एक ही संदेश है, हर बच्चा पढ़े, हर एक गरीब को भरपूर भोजन, हर एक गरीब को स्वच्छ पीने का पानी, और कोई भी बच्चा अपने आप को अनाथ ना माने, भारत को अपना घर माने। कि भाइयों और बहनों, सबसे बड़ा गुनाह होता है अपराध सहना और गलत के समर्थ होना। जो हमारे साथ हुआ है वो हम कभी नहीं भूल सकते। 1948 इंडो पाक वार, 1962 इंडो चाइना वार, 1965 इंडो पाक वार, 1971 इंडो पाक वार, 2001 टेरर अटैक, 2008 टेरर अटैक ताजमहल पैलेस मुंबई, हैदराबाद गोकुल बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट, 2020 with Chinese People Liberation Army and भारत एक शांतिपूर्व देश है, लेकिन हमारी शांति को हमारी कमजोरी मत समझना। भारत इस विश्व काल में दुनिया का सबसे ताकतवर देश है। भारत अपने दुश्मनों को सख्त चेतावनी देता है कि भारतीय जमीन पर किसी भी तरह के आतंकवादी हमले को बर्दाश्त नहीं करेगा। कश्मीर से लेकर कन्याकुमारी तक, अरुणाचल प्रदेश से लेकर गुजरात तक हमारी विभिन्न भाषाएं, हमारी संस्कृति और हमारा इतिहास हमारे साथ है। हमारे त्योहार, चाहे वो दीपावली हो या होली हो, दशहरा हो, हम सब ने मिलजुल कर मनाए हैं। और समय समय पर भारत ने विभिन्न देशों को पैसों की कठिनाइयों में मदद करता है। इस G20 के माध्यम से जो हमारे समर्थ रहे, जिन्होंने हमें इतना प्यार दिया, मैं आप सबकी आभारी हूँ। मेरे और मेरे देश की तरफ से आप सभी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। इस G20 के माध्यम से मेरा एक ही संदेश है। किसी ने क्या खूब कहा है, पहला, इस दुनिया में कुछ भी हमेशा के लिए नहीं है, यहाँ तक कि आपकी, मेरी और पूरे दुनिया की समस्याएं भी हमेशा के लिए नहीं है। दूसरा, मुझे बारिश में घूमना बहुत पसंद है क्योंकि कोई मेरे आंसू नहीं देख सकता। तीसरा, हमारे पूरे जिंदगी का खोया हुआ दिन वह दिन होता है जिस दिन हम हंसते नहीं हैं। चौथा, इस दुनिया में 5 सबसे अच्छे डॉक्टर हैं। आराम, आहार, स्वाभिमान, सूर्य और दोस्त, हर चरण में इनका पालन करें। यकीन मानिए मेरा, हम सभी एक टूरिस्ट है। ईश्वर हमारा ट्रैवल एजेंट है जिसने पहले ही हमारी यात्रा की बुकिंग कर ली है। अगर आप सूर्य को देखेंगे तो आपको ईश्वर की शक्ति दिखाई देगी। अगर आप दर्पण को देखेंगे तो आपको ईश्वर की सर्वोत्तम रचनाएं दिखाई देगी। यकीन मानिए मेरा, हमारी जिंदगी बस एक सफ़र है, इसे हंसते हंसते जिए। अपने हर पल को यादगार बनाओ ताकि आप चले जाए लेकिन आपकी यादें हमेशा इस दुनिया में रहे। धन्यवाद।
Any supplementary questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Please.
My question is to the acting Prime Minister of India. We all talk about peace. सुनने में अच्छा लगता है पर पीस कहाँ है? मैम कोमल, एक्टिंग प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया, हमें इसका जवाब सीधा सीधा चाहिए। उत्तर दीजिए मैडम, व्हाट इज योर रोल ऑन वर्ल्ड पीस? द नेशन वांट्स टू नो।
पूछा है, भारत दुनिया में एकमात्र देश है जो पूरे विश्व को अपना कुटुंबम मानता है। भारत हमेशा से शांति में रहना पसंद करता है और भारत ने कभी भी किसी भी जंग का समर्थन नहीं किया और ना ही करेगा। थैंक यू। आई अप्रिशिएट।
Any more supplementary questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Please.
Good morning. I am Moinuddin of class 6. My question to acting Prime Minister of India, Ms. Komal Swami. What is your country policy towards the world's crisis and why your country has resorted to B-2 bombers and F-35 and F-22 fighter jets?
Thank you, Moinuddin, for asking this question. My country, India, Bharat policies are clear. We believe on Atmanirbhar Bharat products. My country, India, going to only make in India 5th and 6th generation fighter jets. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate.
Any more supplementary questions?
Yes, ma'am. My question to acting Prime Minister of India, Miss Komal Swami. हम सबको यह जानना है, अगर चाइना के साथ फिर से युद्ध होता है तो भारत किस तरह तैयार है? मैं प्रिया मिश्रा जानना चाहती हूँ और हमारी क्या तैयारी है?
मंच पर पूछा है। आपको और मुझे पूरी दुनिया को पता है, भारत कभी भी किसी भी देश पर पहले आक्रमण नहीं करता है। अगर चाइना हमसे युद्ध करने के लिए तैयार है तो हम भी मुंह तोड़ जवाब देंगे। हमारी जल सेना, वायु सेना और स्तर सेना तैयार है। थैंक यू।
धन्यवाद.
I appreciate.
Good morning, renowned guest, Honorable Correspondent Shri Vinod Jadhav sir, respected teachers, non-teaching staff, eminent parents and all my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. I, Jyoti of Class 8, thank you one and all on the behalf of entire Bright Concept High School for permitting and hosting the first ever G20 Summit 2023 to 2024 in our school campus. Thank you very much, our beloved correspondent, Shri Vinod Jadhav sir. I would also like to extend my thanks to every teacher of this remarkable and incredible institution for extending full support and making this day wonderful and memorable. This G20 Summit opens new era, new chapter and new beginning for the young dynamic gems of Bright Concept High School. With this, I end to pronounce my vote of thanks. Thank you one and all.
May I now request G20 2023-2024 Summit Observer and Chief Guest Mr. Rameshwati sir to address this G20 Summit and give his keynotes. Sir, please. He is also observer of this G20 Summit. Sir.
Namaskaram. What a wonderful event at B20 Summit, Bright Mandapam. You know, G20 held in Delhi, Bharat Mandapam. Now here reconstructed the scene. Year-long program, year-long event 23, reconstructed in a 1.5 hour. Really amazing. Each one of you, the body language, the energy, what you are speaking at, looking at camera, and Komal acting Prime Minister of India. Really hats off. Everybody. Behind the scenes, we all know as a management, behind the scenes, what efforts teachers, particularly Prabhu, has done this. I appreciate on the stage Prabhu and your correspondent dynamic leader Vinod Jadhav. It's a great event, and you must all know awareness of each country what they are, inside the country what they are. You know, 19 countries and European Union. Almost world is covered in G20. తెలుగులో ఒక నిమిషం మాట్లాడతా. ఈ కంట్రీలో ఎవ్రీ కంట్రీ, రష్యా, సౌదీ అరేబియా, రిపబ్లిక్ ఆఫ్ కొరియా, అంటే ఎవ్రీ కంట్రీలో వాళ్ళ కంట్రీలో జరిగే ఇష్యూని చెప్పడంతో యు ఆల్ గెట్ అవేర్ ఆఫ్ దిస్. కరెక్టా కాదా? ఈ ఈవెంట్ ద గ్లోబల్ యూత్ ఆఫ్ బ్రైట్ స్కూల్ డెఫినెట్గా ఇక్కడ ఇప్పుడే చెప్తున్నారు వినోద్, మీ ప్రిన్సిపల్ కరెస్పాండెంట్, 6th and 7th class children are here mostly. Definitely you will achieve global focus. డెఫినెట్గా ఇదే కంటిన్యూ చేసుకొని మీరు ఫ్యూచర్లో ఒక మంచి గ్లోబల్ లీడర్స్గా ఎదగాలనే నా విష్, నా బిలీఫ్ ఆల్సో, నమ్మకం. ఈ స్కూల్లో చదివే ప్రతి స్టూడెంట్ ఏదో యాక్టివిటీలో, నేను చాలా ప్రోగ్రామ్స్కి వచ్చాను, పేరెంట్స్, కొంతమంది టీచర్స్ కూడా ఉన్నారు ఇక్కడ. ఇట్స్ ఎ డిఫరెంట్, నాట్ ఆల్ స్కూల్స్ ఆర్ డూయింగ్ హియర్, బట్ డెఫినెట్గా ఇక్కడ వచ్చిన పేరెంట్స్ కూడా చాలా అదృష్టవంతులండి. మీరు గ్లోబల్ నాలెడ్జ్ని, ఇంటర్నేషనల్గా జరిగే ఈవెంట్స్ని రీకన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేశారు ఇక్కడ 1.5 hour 2 hours. ఐ రియల్లీ అప్రిషియేట్ ఆల్ దిస్ involved in this event, the program leaders, everybody. So thank you Vinod for inviting me. This is such a wonderful event, and hats off to all the involved, these students and each one of you on the stage also. The body language, while coming also to get into the stage, it's really amazed. అంటే అక్కడ ఎక్కడైతే రీకన్స్ట్రక్షన్ అంటే అదే అనమాట, సీన్ రీకన్స్ట్రక్షన్ అంటారు. అంటే అక్కడ జరిగినది మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడ చూపించడం అనేది. ఎవ్రీబడి డ్రెస్ అపీరింగ్ అని, ద డిస్ప్లేస్, నాట్ ఈవెన్ వన్ సింగిల్ గ్యాప్ నాట్ దేర్. థ్యాంక్ యూ వన్ అండ్ ఆల్. I wish all the best, the bright future of all of you. Once again, thank you, Vinod, for giving me such a wonderful event involved me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramesh Reddy sir. Thank you for giving us keynotes. Now, may I now request our correspondent, Shri Vinod Yadav sir, to felicitate our chief guest, observer, and also a very friend to Bright Concept High School. Sir, please accept this as a token of love. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation. May I also ask our correspondent, Shri Vinod Yadav, to felicitate our key observer of this one, Mr. Prasad, industrialist. Sir, please accept our small token of love. Thank you. With this, we end. And before we end, we ask our correspondent, young dynamic correspondent, Shri Vinod Yadav sir, to express his opinion and also give keynotes. Sir.
All the Brightians for presenting the spectacular Model G20 Summit. So, applause for yourself. Everybody, a big round of applause for yourself. So, each one participant was unique in his own way, own identity. So you did a very fabulous job. It's a wonderful. So especially I would like to congratulate Mr. Prabhu sir. He needs a bigger thump of applause than any other person deserves here. So that's a great thing. As you know, he's very talented. Last year we had a parliament, mock parliament. This time we had a G20 summit, and in the coming events we have many more events coming lined up in the next academic year. So we hope not only the grades of 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th, but I hope all the students of the Bright Concept High School, all the Brightians, they are fighting to catch the mic, sir. The one thing which we have observed in the school, just if we ask who wants to speak, there are at least 80% people raising their hand. So that's a good sign, and what a good communication skills that have been developed, and I feel very happy. Especially, I would like to thank all my teachers, my staff, because they are the strength behind this all type of such programs, and for the school where it has gone. I would like to extend the great thanks to our today's chief guest and observer, Mr. K. Rameshwar Reddy sir, my brother, my friend, who has been always supportive to me in my every act of life. Thank you, sir, once again. I would like to also thank to our special invitee and my brother, a fatherly figure, Mr. Prasad sir, who has been always supporting me in every possible way. So thank you, sir. I also like to thank my friend, Mr. Raju Garu, Narendra Raju Garu, who has come here. He's a media person. Thank you, sir. And lastly, but not last, all my parents. So the parents, because I am extremely sorry we could not provide you the chairs and the proper facilities, because in the tent house this was the only available. It was a last minute program. Actually, we thought of planning in the first floor. So later on we changed it in the street. So I extremely apologize for that. But you can see how your children are speaking. So how the skills have been developed. So only chadu matrame, markul matrame, they will not fetch you the jobs. Jobs raw only, but we require the communication skills which we have developed in our students. So I hope the same parents will continue with their support సో మీరు చక్కగా మాకు సపోర్ట్ చేస్తే ఇంకా ఎన్నో విజయవంతమైన కార్యక్రమాలు చేస్తాం. इससे भी और कई ज़्यादा we will do it. So once again I thank you and I congratulate all the participants of this event, and every participant will get a certificate. You know that? Last year you got from the Parliamentary Affairs Ministry. This time you will get from G20 Summit, and this video is going to send for the UNO. Okay, we have been recording by a professional videographer, so I thank you the videographer for covering this event. Thank you once again. Thank you. You all should reach home safely. Today is Sunday, right? So even though Sunday you all have come, so go home straight away to home, right? You should reach home safely. And second thing, tomorrow is holiday, as you all know. On the occasion of Holi, from the teachers, management, I wish you all a very happy and colorful Holi. Thank you.